What truly matters in a human life? Not in theory, not in slogans, not in the hurried lists made at midnight, but in the quiet moments when the room grows still and breath becomes a small and faithful tide. Let the question rest on the surface of the mind like moonlight on water, and see what rises unforced from below. This will be a slow walk through the seasons of a lifetime. No rush, no verdict shouted from a mountaintop, only simple scenes remembered carefully, held briefly, and set down again, so that a pattern can reveal itself the way stars appear after the eyes learn to adjust to night. If gentle reflections like this help you unwind, please tap like so this calm can find more night listeners. And if you'd like another quiet journey each week, subscribe and let Night Science keep you company at bedtime. Thank you for being here. Now, breathe in, breathe out, and let's begin. At the beginning, there is a hand no bigger than a warm leaf, closing around a piece of candy. Sweetness is the whole horizon. There is no distance between wanting and having, no map of past or future, only a treasure in the palm and a universe contained in a single taste. Importance is simple then: to have, to keep, to protect from falling to the floor, to hide beneath the tongue as if the world could end before the next bite. Fear is simple too, loss measured in sugar.
Soon the world becomes an open afternoon. A child lies beneath a tree while sunlight frets and flickers through the lattice of leaves. Time is a hammock that holds without demanding anything in return. Days melt into one another with rounded edges. Clouds learn to name themselves by shape alone. The important thing is an unhurried sky, a breeze carrying the scent of grass, a book that opens a doorway to oceans and rings of Saturn. Happiness is not loud. It is the quiet that keeps a body from falling. Then a classroom gathers the hours into neat rectangles, and chalk dust softens the air. A glance becomes a map to a country no lesson plan describes. A ponytail moves, and suddenly the ordinary hallway has gravity. Nothing is confessed, and everything is understood. The pulse speaks a language older than grammar, and possibilities glow on the edges of every page. Importance arrives without asking permission and rearranges the furniture of the day. For a while, the heart considers leaving home. Nights grow longer. A small lamp carves a circle out of darkness. Pages turn. Hope leans forward. An envelope waits somewhere with a future folded inside it. What matters is proof that effort can bend reality. There are 1,000 doors in the world, and one will open because a name was written carefully. Because a mind learned to stay when boredom knocked. Because courage learned to sit still with uncertainty. Direction is a gift. Drifting is the shadow that teaches the gift to shine.
Work begins like a new weather. A desk, a password, a name on a lanyard. Morning alarms wear practical clothes. Weekends become islands floating in a sea of schedules. Competence becomes its own quiet prayer, to be trusted, to finish, to join the rhythm of a grown world where attention is the currency and energy is the bank that must be balanced. Meaning hides in repetition that seems ordinary until the pattern emerges and shows how much care it takes to make a day run without breaking. Invisibility is the fear, not because the self wants applause, but because belonging is a human shelter, and to be unseen is a cold wind.
Pride arrives with a bright procession. Friends raise glasses. A story tries on the face like a well-cut suit. Approval washes in like applause in a small theater, turning the body into a mirror that multiplies and distorts. The fragile fabric of image snags on a passing remark, and suddenly the room is all hooks. The heart learns a lesson. Pride is a mask that warms the skin, but hides the breath. What matters is not the shine on the surface, but the warmth underneath, the kind that stays when the lights are switched off. A vow is spoken, and families create a circle of witness. Promises descend like steady birds on a wire, quiet and determined. Love learns its true weather, less thunder, more shelter. A home is not a stage for perfect lines, but a harbor with a light that stays lit when the water turns difficult. Presence becomes a skill. To remain through the changing seasons is an art, unspectacular, exacting, beautiful. Importance here is the simple decision to keep arriving.
The antiseptic hush of a hospital room is remade by the sound that cuts the air and stitches a new world together, a first cry. A new life expands the borders of love without asking for permission. Priorities rearrange themselves like furniture moved to make space for a crib. Joy is braided to sleeplessness, purpose to fatigue, meaning to 1,000 small tasks repeated until they become devotion. Fear changes shape. It stands guard at a door that never really closes, a sentinel made of tenderness. Numbers begin to weigh more than they look. Mortgages, car payments, interest that measures months with quiet precision. Stability becomes an architecture of many small yeses and many invisible no's. Money turns into a language for safety and future comfort, and the wish to protect the fragile flock of people who now depend on the same umbrella of decisions. Trade-offs become a daily alphabet. There is a danger in carefulness, how it can build a narrow hallway if left unexamined, and there is also a dignity in building a small fortress against rain. Then a phone call carries weather in its voice. A parent's body begins to speak in medical terms no child ever imagined would belong to home. Roles switch seats without ceremony. The hands that steadied now ask to be steadied. Tenderness becomes the daily practice, the tea poured, the appointment scheduled, the patience that waits while a sentence finds its way through a fog of fatigue. Gratitude hurries to become fluent, worried it has waited too long to learn the words. Children do not stay the age we remember. Friendships sprout elsewhere. Schedules fold and unfold like maps to cities that do not include the old living room in their downtown. The house develops echoes. The important work now is to love without holding too tightly. To understand that closeness is not ownership, but permission. The freedom to become, to leave, to return. Love grows larger when the door is not locked from either side.
A mirror and a report return from an annual appointment with highlighted lines. The body clears its throat. Suddenly, sleep is not an afterthought, it is medicine. Food is not fuel, it is respect. Movement is not punishment, it is maintenance for the engines that carry everything else. Self-care reveals itself not as a favor to the self, but as a promise made to everyone who trusts in the arrival of this particular heartbeat. Postponement is the quiet thief that steals whole seasons in small, unremarkable days. Ambition changes stride. Where it once raced, it now walks and looks around. Some dreams, neglected for years, are surprisingly alive when watered again. Others want a smaller pot, a truer scale, and bloom better for it. The difference between surrender and calibration becomes clear. It is not smaller hope that wisdom asks for, but sharper focus. What mattered all along was not the grandeur of the flag on the mountain, but the fidelity of steps on the trail. A child becomes a partner to another. A family expands the way dawn expands, without hurry, with its own gentle authority. Joy no longer needs ownership to feel complete. It flourishes just by being witnessed. Hands clap, eyes shine. Memory takes careful notes for future evenings when the room will need warmth that only this day can provide. The old breathes through the new, the way an old song sounds different when sung by a younger voice. A small hand returns, another generation now, discovering how to stumble and fly in the same hour. Suddenly, the ambition for achievement fades, replaced by a wish for safety. A wish that laughter remain unbroken, that knees heal, that the playground keep its promises. Peace is sometimes nothing more complicated than a child's unstructured afternoon. The world can be sharp. Softness must be protected with a seriousness that looks like play.
Farewell arrives with the steady gait of inevitable things. Two names that were once the whole architecture of authority become dates carved into stone. Grief is weight and clarity at once. The scoldings, the reminders, the repeated stories, annoyances once dismissed, turn luminous in the museum built inside the chest. Inheritance reveals itself as ways of seeing, as a cadence of kindness learned by listening to the same voice for many years. The message is simple and late. Thank you. Companionship, long and ordinary and holy, ends with an empty chair. Silence becomes a new roommate. Memory must be tended with tenderness so it grows a garden rather than a labyrinth. Love continues in the tense of care, even when the verb is no longer conjugated together. Meaning does not leave with the person. It lingers in the chores once divided, in the inside jokes that still lift the corners of the mouth when no one is there to notice. The corridor turns white and long. Machines speak in small, rhythmic beeps. Faces lean in with practiced kindness. Clarity matters now. To say the sentence that waited behind shyness, to allow the unfinished to become a blessing rather than a knot. There is a surprising gentleness in endings when permission is given for them to be what they are. Fear is not of night, it is of unsent messages. So they are sent. Even one word can carry a lifetime when it arrives in time. Wind moves a curtain. Eyes find an old light. The reunion forms at the edge of vision. Familiar hands, the forgiving smiles of those who loved first and longest. Time folds, and the self becomes each age again. The careful 40, the bright 20, the stubborn child with a candy. The circle closes not as a door, but as a horizon that keeps widening, even as steps grow shorter. What always mattered was circling love, which never really scattered, only changed costumes. Look back, slowly, and a thread appears. At each age, something claimed the throne. Sweetness, freedom, romance, direction, competence, image, devotion, protection, stability, duty, permission, health, calibration, witness, peace, inheritance, companionship, clarity, release. Each answer was honest. Each answer was temporary. The tension across a lifetime is the longing to choose one answer and make it permanent. The release is understanding that meaning is a mosaic, not a single tile, a book of chapters that are truer together than any one of them alone. Certain quiet laws begin to glow like constellations. The first is the law of nearness. What is close feels most important. This is not foolishness, it is how attention protects the day. Honor it, and remember that nearness changes. The second is the law of exchange. Every gain rents space from something else. Time, energy, and attention are the real currency. Choose with kindness toward the future self who will live with the receipt. The third is the law of witness. Joy grows when it is seen. Sorrow softens when it is shared. A life is not only lived, it is witnessed into meaning. The fourth is the law of permission. To love is to allow distance and return. Control is a brittle shelter. Permission is weatherproof. The fifth is the law of returning light. What fades often returns in other forms. Laughter in memories, guidance in habits, presence in values. Loss is not only subtraction, sometimes it is transformation. From these laws, small practices arise, not as tasks to be completed, but as invitations to be accepted. A minute for breath each night, 5 calm inhales and 5 easy exhales. Not for performance, only for presence. A sentence of thanks for one ordinary thing. Warm water, a working lamp, the message finally sent. A brief repair placed gently over a hairline crack in a relationship. Thinking of you. I'm sorry. I'm here. A boundary laid where energy leaks. A soft "not now" that protects a truer yes. A page of remembering before sleep. A single leaf pressed in the book of the day. No excellence required, only continuity. A life is shaped less by dramatic decisions than by small loyalties repeated. So what truly matters? Everything in its hour. Sweetness at the beginning to teach delight. Freedom to let curiosity grow legs. Love to anchor and be anchored. Work to shape a day into usefulness. Money to translate care into groceries and shelter. Care to return what was given. Health to honor the vessel that carries all else. Wisdom to refine the shape of desire. Farewell to teach release. Every season offers its gift exactly when it is needed. And nothing, in the sense that no single season can hold the whole answer. To cling is to turn a chapter into a prison. To notice and let go is to let the book keep being written.
Meaning is not a trophy raised at the end of a race. Meaning is the softness with which what the day gives is carried and set down when night asks. It is attention offered without hurry, presence that stays when certainty cannot, the willingness to keep learning the same gentle lesson, that love in all its quiet costumes is the syntax of a life. Notice one true thing each day. Say one honest sentence to someone who matters. Protect 1 hour a week for repair, of body, of bond, or of rest. Keep one promise to the future self. Allow one goodbye to teach one new hello. A checklist small enough to fit on the back of a bus ticket, large enough to nourish decades. At the end, there is a room. The light is kind. The air is simple. What matters then is not the volume of what was owned, but the tenderness with which it was held. Not the number of victories, but the number of returns after mistakes. Not the absence of regret, but the presence of mercy toward the self that did the best it could with the tools it had. If the question rises one last time, what truly mattered? Let the answer be a quiet smile. Each season had its purpose. Each purpose served its hour. And the hour, like breath, passed and returned until the story learned how to rest. If this reflection has given calm tonight, let it keep company a little longer. Breathe and rest. And when the mind is ready to wander gently again, return to the circle where questions are soft and time is kind. Leave a small sign in the silence, one word, a single heart, so the room knows another listener was here under the same patient sky. Sleep well, and let what matters find its way back, lightly.